Some years ago, I met an elderly woman named Fumiko while traveling in a quiet countryside village in Japan. She was 86, living alone in a small wooden house, and yet she moved with such lightness, such calm joy. Every morning, she'd sweep her tiny porch, drink her warm miso soup, and stretch her arms to the rising sun like it was a sacred ritual. I asked her once, "How do you stay so active, so peaceful?" She smiled, wrinkled eyes soft. "Little things," she said. "I just do what helps, tiny habits, small tricks. I learned them from watching others grow old with grace." Today I want to share 25 of those small things. Japanese life hacks that solve the most annoying problems we all face as we age, from aching joints to sleepless nights, from forgetfulness to stiff muscles. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching this from, and what time is it for you right now? Please let me know in the comments below. I truly look forward to reading them. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. The Japanese spirit of small solutions, from shikata ganai to kaizen. In Japan, there's a quiet wisdom passed down through generations, not always spoken, but deeply lived. It begins with an old phrase, shikata ganai, which roughly means it cannot be helped. But contrary to what it sounds like, it's not about giving up. It's about accepting what we cannot control and gently turning our energy toward what we can. This mindset is the heart of Japanese life hacks, small, thoughtful adjustments that make life smoother, kinder, and more manageable. When aging brings its aches, its limitations, the Japanese don't fight it with frustration. They adapt with grace. Take, for instance, the principle of kaizen, meaning continuous improvement. It's not about big dramatic change. It's about taking small steps day by day. A bamboo mat placed near the bed to ease morning stiffness. A warm towel rolled under the knees to ease back tension. A gentle breathing ritual to quiet the mind before sleep. These aren't just cute tricks, they are deeply rooted in a culture that honors aging, not as decline, but as a sacred phase of life. Each hack is a whisper of care saying, "You are still valuable. You still matter. Let's make life gentler for you." Now that you understand the spirit behind these ideas, let's explore the problems they solve and how they can change your daily life starting today. The quiet troubles of aging. What we all struggle with, but rarely say out loud. As we get older, it's not always the big medical problems that wear us down. It's the little persistent annoyances, the quiet struggles we rarely talk about even with those closest to us. There's that sharp pain in the knee when we get up too fast, the stiffness in our fingers when trying to button a shirt, the nights when we lie awake wide-eyed at 3 a.m. while the world sleeps peacefully, or the moment we forget why we walked into a room. These aren't dramatic enough to call a doctor, but they are enough to chip away at our energy, our joy, and sometimes our sense of dignity. In America, many older adults suffer in silence. They adjust, endure, and push through. But in Japan, there's a cultural softness toward these small battles. Instead of brushing them aside, the Japanese create little rituals, objects, and routines that soften their edges. Imagine a spoon shaped just right so you don't have to grip it tightly, a way of sitting that reduces hip pain, or a bedtime tea that cools the fire of restlessness in the mind. These are not luxuries. They are quiet acts of kindness toward the self. Before we dive into these 25 Japanese life hacks, take a breath. Think about the small things that have been quietly bothering you. This next part might hold something that could change your day or even your week. 6. Japanese body hacks that ease pain, stiffness, and everyday discomfort. In Japan, aging isn't seen as a problem to be fixed, but a rhythm to be honored. That's why many Japanese elders use small body-centered tricks, subtle movements, positions, and tools to make everyday pain more bearable and movement more graceful. Let's begin with something as simple as sitting on the floor. In many Japanese homes, elderly people sit on tatami mats rather than couches. This habit, called seiza, or variations of it, helps maintain flexibility in the hips, knees, and ankles. Of course, not everyone can sit fully on the floor anymore, but even using a low stool or placing cushions to mimic this posture can gently stretch tight areas that rarely get attention. Another everyday trick: warming the joints before movement. In Japanese homes, it's common to begin the day with a warm towel wrapped around stiff knees or shoulders. This simple warmth wakes up circulation and eases tight muscles before they have to carry your weight. Then there's the tenugui, a lightweight cloth used in dozens of ways, including a gentle stretching tool. Wrap it around your foot and extend your legs slowly, letting the resistance support you. It's like a mini yoga session done sitting down. Japanese elders also swear by gentle ankle rolls before bed. This small movement improves blood flow, prevents nighttime cramps, and even supports digestion. It's one of those secret bedtime routines many older Japanese do without fanfare, but it works. And here's a surprising one: walking backwards, safely and slowly, of course. Some Japanese physical therapists recommend it for strengthening leg muscles and improving balance. Even taking a few backward steps along a hallway holding onto a wall can reset your body's coordination in amazing ways. Finally, there's breathing with the hara, the center of the belly. Japanese elders often learn to breathe deeply into this lower belly area, calming the nervous system, reducing tension, and supporting posture. These aren't workouts. They're gentle invitations to feel better in your body. No gym, no equipment, just you, your breath, and small acts of self-respect. 6 kitchen and food hacks from Japan that help with digestion, sleep, and joint health. In Japan, the kitchen isn't just a place to cook, it's a quiet pharmacy for the body and soul. Every dish, every ingredient carries with it a purpose: to warm, to cool, to soothe, or to energize. For older adults, this mindful approach to food becomes a form of gentle medicine. One of the most beloved staples is miso soup, often eaten at breakfast. Warm, savory, and rich in probiotics, miso aids digestion and helps regulate gut health, a key to feeling lighter and sleeping better. Elders often add wakame seaweed or tofu, both of which are soft on the stomach and supportive for bones and joints. Then there's shogayu, a simple tea made from grated ginger and hot water. It's a traditional remedy for cold hands and feet, and many Japanese elders sip it before bed to relax the body and improve circulation. Ginger's anti-inflammatory nature also soothes aching joints. You'll also find many kitchens stocked with umeboshi pickled plums. These are deeply sour and salty, but just one tiny piece with a meal can stimulate digestion and help reduce bloating. Some elders even eat them before long walks to reduce fatigue. Kabocha squash, a sweet Japanese pumpkin, is another quiet hero. It's often slow-steamed and eaten warm. High in beta-carotene and fiber, it's gentle on the stomach and provides lasting energy. Its natural sweetness also makes it a comforting bedtime snack. In summer, or for those with heartburn, older Japanese prefer hiyashi jiru, a chilled soup made with sesame miso and cucumber. It cools the body and calms inflammation, especially after a hot day or a stressful moment. And finally, there's the way meals are served in small bowls, each with a specific purpose. This isn't just for beauty. Eating slowly from small dishes gives the body time to signal fullness, improves chewing, and respects digestion. It's a quiet life hack that prevents overeating without any sense of restriction. In Japanese homes, food is both gentle and wise. It doesn't shout, it whispers, "I'm here to help." What's especially beautiful about the Japanese approach is how meals are woven into a rhythm of life, not rushed, not skipped, but honored. Elders often begin by saying "itadakimasu," a quiet moment of gratitude before eating. This simple pause helps calm the nervous system, shift focus to the meal, and begin digestion in a more relaxed state. Science now supports what tradition has long known: stress at mealtime can lead to bloating, indigestion, and poor nutrient absorption. A calm meal is a healing meal. Another gentle habit is eating warm foods over cold, even in summer. Warm foods relax the stomach and encourage smoother digestion. That's why Japanese kitchens emphasize soups, broths, and stews, rather than cold salads or iced drinks, especially for elders with sensitive digestion or slow metabolism. Many elders also use wooden chopsticks, which may seem simple, but they encourage slower eating, more chewing, and better portion control. Some even use ceramic spoons for comfort and warmth, creating a tactile experience that makes eating feel more like a ritual than a task. Let's not forget fermented foods, a cornerstone of Japanese health. Beyond miso, there's natto, fermented soybeans, tsukimono, pickled vegetables, and amazake, a sweet fermented rice drink. These foods nourish the gut microbiome, which in turn supports immunity, brain function, and mood stability, crucial pillars of healthy aging. And perhaps most touching of all is the shared nature of meals. Even if living alone, many older Japanese set the table properly, light a small incense, or speak softly to a loved one's photo. The act of eating becomes a moment of connection, physical, emotional, and even spiritual. Because in the end, food in Japan is not just about nutrition, it's about care, it's about love. It's a daily opportunity to say to the body, "You are worth taking care of." 6 morning and nighttime habits that calm the mind and support restful sleep. In Japan, mornings and evenings are treated as sacred transitions times to gently awaken the body or prepare it for deep rest. For older adults, these quiet rituals are not luxuries, they are lifelines. Many elders begin the day with sunlight, stretching, facing the morning light, while raising the arms overhead and slowly inhaling. This movement, known as Asa no Hiroge, morning opening, signals to the brain that it's time to wake and gently reactivates joints that have stiffened overnight. Just 5 minutes by a sunny window can help reset your body's clock and lift your mood. After rising, it's common to practice mouth rinsing and water sipping, swishing the mouth with warm water and sipping a small glass. This clears the throat, aids digestion, and gently wakes the stomach without shocking it. It's a tiny act of self-care that says, "I'm easing into this day." At night, one of the most treasured habits is yuzu bath, or simply soaking the feet in warm water infused with citrus peel or Epsom salt. This calms the nervous system, eases joint tension, and promotes faster sleep onset. You don't need a full tub, just a basin and 10 minutes. Then comes the notebook by the bed, used not for journaling, but for writing down anything lingering in the mind. Worries lists or random thoughts. Japanese elders believe that if a thought lives on paper, it doesn't need to keep spinning in the mind. Another subtle but powerful habit is fukushiki kokyu, or deep abdominal breathing. Just 5 minutes of slow breaths into the belly while lying down can calm the heart rate and prepare the brain for rest. Some even hum softly while breathing out, creating a lullaby from within. And finally, closing the day with gratitude. Many elders softly bow toward a family altar photo, or even the window, whispering a simple thank you to the day, to their body, to life itself. It's not religious, it's reverence, and it brings peace. When aging feels uncertain, these morning and nighttime rituals give a sense of rhythm of control. They remind us that while we can't change everything, we can create soft landings and gentle beginnings. One more secret to these routines lies not just in what the Japanese elders do, but how they do it slowly, mindfully, with full attention. This approach is deeply rooted in the philosophy of Ichigo Ichi, the idea that each moment only happens once and should be fully cherished. Take the simple act of folding the blanket after waking. It may seem small, but for many older Japanese it marks the end of rest and the beginning of purpose. It brings a gentle sense of structure. It says, "This day matters." In the evening, many follow a gentle wind-down routine that includes changing into soft loungewear, usually made of cotton or linen, well before bed. This signals to the body, it's time to slow down now. Just as we dress for leaving the house, they dress for entering rest. Another quiet evening ritual is listening to nature sounds, especially recordings of flowing water crickets or ocean waves. These sounds mimic what many Japanese elders grew up hearing, and they ease the transition from a noisy world to an inner quiet. Some even leave a small window open to let in the real sounds of the night, bamboo swaying, wind rustling through trees, or the distant echo of a train. In some homes, a small scent ritual is part of winding down. A few drops of hinoki, Japanese cypress, or lavender oil on the pillow, or even burning a stick of sandalwood incense invites the senses to soften. These aren't perfumes, they're anchors for peace. These moments don't take much time, but they work quietly like waves smoothing a stone. And in those soft, sacred minutes, morning or night, the body remembers that it's safe, that it's loved, that it can rest. 5 movement tricks that make daily walking and bending easier and safer. Mobility is freedom, but for many older adults, walk-in bending or even standing for long periods can become a source of fear or pain. In Japan, where narrow alleys and small homes demand constant motion, elders have developed gentle movement tricks that keep them active without strain. One of the simplest yet most powerful is the diagonal step, often practiced in traditional Japanese dance. Instead of walking straight forward, elders take diagonal steps slightly outward and at an angle. This helps with balance, reduces pressure on the knees, and mimics natural fluid body movement. Try it next time you get up from a chair. You'll notice your legs feel more stable. Then there's holding the hip, not the knee, when getting up. Many older Japanese are taught to place their hand gently on their hip bone, not their knee, when rising from sitting. This encourages proper posture, engages the core, and reduces strain on arthritic knees. For bending down, there's a traditional squat called half seiza. It's not a full knee bend, but more like resting one knee gently on a cushion while keeping the other foot flat. This posture allows elders to reach low shelves or garden without overloading the lower back. With practice, it becomes second nature. A favorite among older Japanese is using walking sticks indoors, but not heavy canes. They often use lightweight bamboo or wooden sticks, not for support, but as posture reminders. Holding the stick behind the back, elbows hooked around it, encourages upright walking and reduces slouching, which is often the hidden cause of fatigue and neck pain. Lastly, the practice of pause and shift. Instead of continuous movement, elders are encouraged to pause briefly, shift their weight fully to one leg before taking the next step. This habit improves balance and prevents trips, especially when navigating tight spaces. These aren't exercises. They're invitations to move with more intention and less pain. Tiny changes drawn from centuries of lived wisdom that let the body feel safe again. One of the most touching aspects of how Japanese elders move is that they rarely rush. There's a cultural grace in their steps, born from a belief that slowness is not weakness, it is wisdom in motion. You'll often see older adults in Japan practicing the space between actions. It's the pause that gives rhythm to movement. That pause shows up even in housework, where movement becomes a kind of gentle practice. Sweeping the floor with a long-handled broom, wiping a low table from a kneeling position, or slowly arranging cushions on a tatami mat. Each movement encourages balance, awareness, and fluidity. These are not chores. They are body-friendly motions woven into daily life. Another quiet habit is always having something to hold on to when standing up. In traditional Japanese homes, furniture is low, and elders instinctively reach for door frames, chair arms, or even the floor itself to stabilize their bodies, not to compensate for weakness, but to move in cooperation with it. Many elders also practice looking first, then moving. Before stepping, they glance at where their foot will land. Before bending, they scan their surroundings. This habit of visual grounding keeps the brain and body aligned and reduces the risk of falls. And finally, there's the culture of walking as meditation. Strolling slowly through the neighborhood, noticing flowers, bowing gently to neighbors, it's not just physical activity, it's emotional nourishment. Every step is both practical and poetic. In Japan, movement isn't about how much you can do. It's about how gently, how mindfully, and how kindly you can do it. And that makes all the difference when your body is aging, but your spirit still wants to explore. Growing older doesn't mean giving up comfort, movement, or peace of mind. It means we learn to live with more care, more softness, and more intention. The 25 Japanese life hacks we've shared today are not about doing more, but about doing things differently, more gently, more wisely. Maybe you'll begin by warming your knees before getting out of bed, or sipping ginger tea after dinner, or pausing before each step just to feel grounded again. These small choices are quiet acts of self-respect, and they can truly shift the way your body feels day by day. In Japan they say, "Chisana koto ga inochi wo kairu," small things can change a life. I hope you found at least one small thing today that brings you ease. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'd love to hear what was your favorite tip. Is there one you'll try this week? Please share it in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more gentle guidance like this. Please remember, health advice on YouTube may not apply to everyone and is not a substitute for medical care. If you're concerned about your health, speak with your doctor or a qualified professional. If you believe you are experiencing a medical emergency, call 911 or your local emergency service immediately.